Hey up troops, it's A Littleton here again with another video, and this time we're going to be looking at upnades or grenades from below. I think pretty much everyone who's ever played Siege can attest to the fact that a grenade from below is one, the most dissatisfying way to die because you don't even get to fight back, and two, the most satisfying way to get a kill because the opponent can't fight back. There's nothing worse than quite innocently standing in sight or anywhere with a soft floor really, whether you're checking cams, holding an angle, picking your nose, whatever you might be doing, and before you know it, your round's over because some absolute rat has grenaded you from below. Well, today, we're going to learn how to be that rat. So we're going to split grenades from below over two parts. This first part is going to include how to grenade from below and what to look for when you're trying to learn how to get that perfect timing on the impact from below, and then a couple of maps. I think there's like 4 or 5 or something like that. In the next video, we'll go into more detail on the rest of the maps. So there's just a couple of examples. After I've gone through how to do it, there's a couple of examples on each map. Now, I know there are way more examples than just the 1 or 2 that I'm going to show per map. I'm picking either my favorites or the most popular. I know there's like more ways to get utility off walls and all sorts of things like that, but if I spent that much time going through each map, it'd be a 45-minute video. Maybe we'll do that one day. Anyway, enough waffling, as always. Let's get stuck into it. So the first thing to do when it comes to learning about grenading from below is we've got to learn about the grenade's fuse, how long that takes and what it looks like when it's about to explode. That is an absolutely lovely painting. I wish it was just a bit... I didn't really think that was going to get destroyed that easily, but there you go. So when you press and hold the grenade button, you'll see the crosshair change. I'm holding it up in the air a little bit, so it's on this sort of clean white background so you can see it. So at the minute it looks like this. When I change to and press and hold the grenade button, it changes to this, which I'm sure we've all seen before. Just a quick one, by the way. Once you've already pulled the pin on the grenade, if you change back to your primary weapon, so if I'm pressing 1 on my keyboard, it puts the pin back in the grenade, essentially, and you don't have to throw the grenade once you pulled the pin. Some realism experts out there probably won't be over the moon with that, but there you go. So as we pulled the pin, you see the crosshair start to blink. The faster it blinks, the closer it is to going off. I'm trying to hold this as close as I can before it goes off. It's going to explode in my face, because it always will. Beg your pardon. So as the crosshair blinks faster is the closer it gets to exploding. It's going to take about 4 seconds from pulling the grenade out to watching the cursor to when it's going to explode. Now, there's no thing anymore. It used to be you'd find a ping 7 meters away, you'd watch the finger of the person holding the grenade, the finger would lift, and then you'd throw the grenade. That is not a thing anymore, so you can't do that. All you've got to do now is watch the blinks of the crosshair, and this just comes with time. You'll know when to throw that grenade by how fast that crosshair is now blinking. It's just something that comes with time, and it's just something that comes with practice. I'm just doing it over and over here so you can get an idea. When it comes to getting the timing perfect, if you wanted to grenade again here, it's just, again, something that comes with time. However, what you can do to aid yourself is that you can bounce it off the wall to give you a little bit of extra time. If you're concerned that the grenade's going to blow up in your face, you can bounce it off the wall to just give you a little bit more time rather than waiting for it to explode right as it hits the ceiling. And what I mean by that is this. If you see, I'll throw it just before it's going to blow up. It's going to bounce off the ceiling and then blow up on the wall. I know this is a solid 4, by the way. Don't think I'm a complete moron. I'm just using this area of the map as an example. So yeah, you can bounce it off the wall. We'll do it this side as well. So if you wanted to grenade here, instead of waiting for it to go like a perfect crosshair like now, if you were to wait a little bit less time and bounce it off the wall, it would come back and then blow up at the top. Just like that. So you can use the walls to buy you a little bit more time if you're concerned about holding the grenade for a little bit too long. When it comes to the practicing, a thing that's definitely going to help you is, well, firstly, going into a custom game and literally doing what I'm doing now and just practicing and watching what the reticle looks like as it ticks. The other thing that you're going to need to do, and this is what I do as well, is pick a distance. I normally go with 7 meters. I don't know why I go with 7 meters, but eventually you'll just learn what 7 meters looks like. You'll know that you're not 7 meters away from that. When you get about here, you'll know you're about arse. You just roughly know where you are away from the wall. But keep that same distance because then you can practice when to release the grenade in terms of the ticks. If you want to release the nade here and you want to upnade over there, you're going to have to release the grenade a lot earlier than you are if you're 7 meters away here as opposed to, what's going to be about 12, 13 meters away here. So try and keep the same distance each. Sort of 7 or 8 meters will be fine, but each time you're practicing the upnade, remain the same distance away. Therefore, every time you release the grenade, it's the same distance the nade has to travel before blowing up. That's really, really useful in a way that you're going to learn a lot faster. So while this video is predominantly about learning how to upnade and grenade upwards to kill people stood above you or equipment and utility stood above you, don't forget you can also grenade through the floor. I've made a couple of holes here. You can see the floor beams here go left to right or up to down. Up to down, is that a phrase? Up and down, depending which way it is you're stood in piano. And a grenade will fit through these beams. It'll bounce off the beams if you don't throw it correctly. So yeah, just make sure you get it through the beams and that'll go through. Just one more tip with sledge. Let's just say we know there's a player behind white van, which is this area here. If we want to clear out the back of white van, if we open up the floor and then try and throw a grenade through it, one, we can get shot through the floor, but also the enemy who's playing behind white van knows that someone's above ready to do something. What you can do with sledge, and it also works when Buck had nades, RIP Buck nades, but if you've got someone who's got nades and you're playing Buck, you can do this for them. You can throw the grenade on the floor, and then whilst the grenade is on the floor in front of you, sledge the floor, and then the grenade will fall through. So we want to get the back of white van, which is about here, so let's give it a go. So we throw the grenade on the floor, we then sledge. The grenade falls through the floor and goes off behind white van. The better you get at timing this, the less time the people below will have to react. And before they know it, there's a grenade at the feet. So let's just try that again. I know white van is now there, but let's just pretend it's here. So we'll now throw it on the... Sledge the floor. The grenade falls through the floor, and that was really good timing then. Whoever it is, if anyone's playing there, they wouldn't have stood a chance. So that is a really good thing to learn how to do with sledge. Throw it on the deck. Get the sledge right in the... on the floor of the area you want to the grenade to drop on. Just be careful though, because sometimes the grenade will end up just rolling across the floor beams, and it's terribly bad luck, but it does happen sometimes. So it doesn't happen very often, but just be aware of it. Get ready to move just in case. Seeing as we did the examples on Consulate, then let's start with Consulate. And the main place really you want to learn to upnade on this map is right where my drone is here. This is a really strong place to play at the back of CEO. You can't get shot from the windows, the angles are too tight. And if you reinforce this single wall here, you're safe from the skylight and from yellow stairs as well. The only really place you have to worry about is connector window, which is through where my cursor is there. But obviously you can fire back onto that window as well. Now, if you've got a defender and you can't get him out of there, you want to be rappelling in CEO to plant behind the desk, but you can't get rid of this guy here. Have someone with a nade go downstairs, and eventually you'll learn where these positions are. However, in the meantime, use the yellow ping to your advantage. So you know he stood there. We're going to use this area here to nade. I use this window as reference when I come below. I don't yellow ping. If I know someone's there, I'll just use this window as reference. I know it's in a little bit, so it'll be on this pattern, and we're there. So again, you can either up nade directly. I wouldn't stand this close, by the way, but you can nade up directly, or you can bounce it off this wall if you don't want to hold on to the nade for too long. Eventually, you practice, you'll be able to up nade really, really well without bouncing off walls. But let's have a go. I mean, it doesn't get any better. Exactly where that person was stood. If they're right here, I mean, even though this is a little bit too far forward, it would still kill them from below. And whoever it is that's in that area there is an absolute goner. Also, you get a line of sight if you don't kill them or you only down them. You do then get a line of sight to go and finish them if need be. But that location there, maybe go a little bit closer to the wall, perhaps. But it just depends where they're stood. But that would definitely kill someone even if they were stood there. So yeah, that's a really strong place to learn where to upnade on Consulate. There's one more as well, and we'll get onto that now. So we're down here in main lobby now, and the place that we want to be upnading is roughly on this square as a reference. We'll take the drone round. It's in connector at the minute. We'll take it into projector. This is a really common anchor spot for people to be playing here. Behind this table, they'll sometimes put a shield here and hold on to the projector / meeting windows and also visa stairs. So if you want to be throwing your nade roughly where this one ping is, and as I say, that's roughly where this cross is. So I'm stood on the table. I want to be upnading there. Let's get the ticker going down. Anyone behind that table there is absolutely gone. You can see where... Oh, I've destroyed the drone course. I have. I'm trying to look on the drone or where it is. But that's right behind that table there. If we jump on here, we might be able to sledge above. So you can see where the table is there. By the way, if no one knew you could do that, there's certain places in the game where you can stand on desks and you can sledge above. I'm going to include that in a sledge video that I'm going to do at some point. So that's just a little sneaky tip into that. If you can stand on a certain surface and reach the roof, you definitely can sledge above. But yeah, anyway, this is about nades, so let's concentrate on that, yeah. Whoever it was behind the table. Another really good spot to learn. Also, don't forget that when we upnade, it's not always to kill players, don't get me wrong. Getting a pick from an upnade is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. However, it can also be used really, really well to get rid of utility. We're going to use the games breach here on Oregon to demonstrate that. So I've got two drones up on the breach here. These are both going to be acting as bandit batteries, and we're going to show that we can destroy them from below. You've got the drone here, there, and the drone here. And if you ping the wall, you'll learn where this is the other side of the fan. It's right, just if this is the fan, the wall is almost in line with the fan. It's basically here. So what you can do from classroom window, don't go into the map. There's no need to risk it. From classroom window, you can be here, and we want to be upnading onto this area here. Now, what I'm hoping to see is that we kill both drones. And, I mean, even just one of the drones would do the job, but hopefully we'll kill both of the drones, and you'll see what I mean, so... So we definitely got one drone, and if you look on the left, it says no observation tools left. I'll actually just nip upstairs for this, because there's a ton of sites where grenading from below is going to get rid of the utility. Let's have a quick look. And as you can see, the two drones that were there, the grenade went off here, but it still destroyed the drone that was here because of the sort of splash effect that grenades have. Oh my word, we forgot. Shoot the radio. Reload, because you can't ever shoot one bullet without reloading, because they're the rules. So yeah, from the classroom window there, you don't need to come into the map. You don't need to risk sort of putting yourself in harm's way by coming in. Nade from the window there is going to get rid of the bandit batteries or mute jammer that's on here. If it's a cade, it'll still destroy a cade up the wall to a certain level, up to about here probably, I reckon. Whereas if the cade's on the ceiling, obviously you're going to struggle. What you can do then, once you've naded, if you find out that it's a cade, you can see that there's then a hole in the floor. And if it's safe to do so, you can come in and shoot the cade off the ceiling yourself. But yeah, don't forget, whilst it's great to kill players below and get kills with upnades, it's also really useful for clearing utility like bandit batteries, but also shields and things like that. I mean, I'm going to go back upstairs. I was going to end the clip there. I'm going to go back upstairs and show you something else, because a really common place for a shield to be put here is right here. So if we ping one,
you located a bomb.
You can come and have a look where one ping is. It's about here. So maybe on the other side of the corridor, but I always nade from kitchen. Sorry, on the other side of the corridor, on the other side of this side. It's about here. I always nade from kitchen anyway. So yeah, onto here, and that'll get rid of the common shield placements as well. So it's not just good for getting rid of bandit batteries, it's also really useful for getting rid of shields and literally any utility really. We've moved on to Clubhouse now, and this one's an absolute classic. It's been made easier as well, because you can now see where the top red floor is here because it's hard, and then the soft floor of cash to the right hand side. So I've brought a drone in. This is really easy to do, by the way, because if you can get a drone through the breach here and you can jump across into cash through the other drone hole, you can get information on them really early on. But you'll normally have smoke or mute or some kind of anchor plane behind this desk here. And you can see the pattern below of where the wall comes down and then kicks out. That mirrors this here where the wall comes down and then kicks out along cash here. That diagonal wall there, if I ping that, you'll see that's that diagonal wall there. So you'll soon learn that if we ping behind the desk here... Oh, I don't know why I've done that. On this desk here, this is where the person's going to be playing. You see that one ping is in line roughly here. And I just remember it as the second tile in from the wall there. Third tile across, second tile in. You don't need to sort of remember it. Eventually, you'll just know that you want to be aiming this sort of area here. And they're not always going to be bang on that spot, but if you're aiming, they're going to be stood about here. If you're aiming in that sort of area, you're going to be doing all right. So, again, I'll show you the upnade. I know we're sort of repeating the same thing again here, but anyone stood there is in trouble. We're on the other side upstairs now, onto gym and bedroom, and this is a classic place to hold, especially if there's a mirror, but there'll generally always be someone anchoring in bathroom here. And you'll if I jump the drone up, you'll be able to see a little bit easier. There's half of this floor is soft and half of it's tiled. So you see there, that's tiled. If I ping that there, I've not pressed ping. You probably need to press ping if I want to show you the ping. You'll see that there. This part of the hard floor is a sort of concreted area, and then the soft floor is this here on one. So if someone's playing in bathroom and you want to get rid of them, if they're stood on the concrete, you're not going to kill them onto the tiles, but you will still do some damage. But remember, the reinforcement's going to come down here. So you could be playing in this area here, but you see it in Pro League all the time. They nade as close as they can to this wall. And you can see that there where the upnade went. If anyone's in that area, so if there's a mirror even stood here, like looking out the mirror on the wall here, they're definitely still going to get downed. And it also creates a nice little line of sight if need be. You can pop the mirror from below then as well. Just shot the drone. Didn't mean to do that. My bad. But yeah, it's another really good upnade on club. So we're now on to bank, and we're down here in archives. Reason being is we've got the main site, or the sort of co-main site, along with the basement. Up here in CEO, the back of CEO, you've got the two breaches, one there and one here. You'll see from the one ping, The one breach here is this side of the wall, and the other breach here is this side of the wall. This wall falls in line with where the windows are, and this wall here falls in line with the janitor wall. So it just matches completely. It's exactly the same layout below. So if you want to get the utility like bandit batteries off these walls, you've just got to upnade in this area. Bear in mind, and I'll show you this, there's a concrete beam that sticks out to about here. So make sure you don't... Oh, it sticks out a little bit further than that even. So you can see there, that's the edge of the wall. If I ping that on one, you can see that that's the edge of the wall. So don't nade directly in here. If you do, and there's bandits on the floor, it probably will still get the bandits. Bandits? I don't know what that word is. Bandits, but just be careful because try and nade a little bit further out just to be sure. I'm not going to show you the upnades to get rid of the utility. It's the same this side, by the way. The concrete beam then again there. I think we can use this tile as a reference. It's exactly, you know, the half a tile and the one tile, and then that's where the concrete ends. So yeah, you can use that as a reference. As you want to miss the first sort of tile and a half, and then be aiming at this afterwards. So the upnade that you want to learn here really is, if this wall isn't open on the right-hand side here, you're going to have someone playing behind the bomb.
You have located a bomb.
Usually playing in this area here. So yeah, just aim. Once you've got the bomb marked, it's easy because you can see that's the bomb, and you just want to be behind the bomb. Whoever it is behind there, that's the drone gone as well, but that's, I can't just try. I just said that's the drone gone, and I've still pressed the drone button to go on the drone. But yeah, that's a really good spot to learn to upnade. The other good one, we come through into here, and I'll just chuck my drone up this way quickly so you can see into janitors. Janitors is another really common place to be holding. You'll be pleased to know the floor is all soft in here as well. Unless you're in the upper elo brackets, I don't really see people upnading in here much, but you're going to have someone playing this area here, behind this one ping, and I'll show you where that is now. Use the hatch for reference. You know the hatch is this side. You know the hatch is here. So you want to be to the north side of the hatch around one ping. So around this area here. Anyone playing in janitors, it's literally a free kill almost every round if you can get down here. Again, anyone playing behind there is an absolute goner. So there we have it. That's grenades from below, or upnades as they get called. A really useful way of clearing utility and also getting cheeky kills without the opponent having any ability to defend himself or shoot back. For anyone that doesn't know, I also stream on Twitch as well every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday from 8 PM UK time. I literally just play rank for 4 hours. It's amazing. It's great fun. You should definitely come along. Loads of people from YouTube have been over already. It'd be good to have a few more of you over. So bob on over there. Socials are below. Other than that, that's it for this time. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.